First and foremost, all praise the due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth. Salutations to the brothers around the four corners of the earth who are teaching His word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel who listen and believe in this word. This is Brother Kawat Sabad coming at you with another lesson. This one is entitled, Stay Away from the Lovers of Themselves. And as you know, we live in these times where everything is about, people are all about themselves. They even take pictures of themselves and call them selfies. You know, I've never been too much into that selfie thing. You know, when it first came out, I tried it a couple times, but I didn't like it. I didn't feel right taking a selfie. You know, it seemed pretty ridiculous to me, so I stopped doing that, you know, years ago. But people actually take pictures of themselves and load them up on social media. You know, this would be a considered lovers of themselves. You know, people post everything they do on Facebook, on TikTok. You know, they post, you know, how much money they have. They post the new pair of sneakers that they got. They post, you know, what fancy restaurant they went to. So as the lesson says, stay away from the lovers of themselves. If you're in this truth, you're not a lover of yourself. You're into Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You're into propagating the laws, statutes, the commandments. You're into propagating this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, particularly if you're a man of the Lord and you have the ability to understand this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and you can teach others, you see. So let's begin with 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, and let's read verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. That means difficult times. And we're in those times now. The difficult times are here. The food is high. You see a lot of things happening around the world, a lot of chaos. The American dollar is going to be going down. It's not worth anything. You hear of wars and rumors of wars. You got the Middle East heating up, all right, with the Houthis and Iran, and against the United States, Babylon, America, screaming death to America. You have the war with Russia and the Ukraine. So we are definitely in those difficult times at the moment. You got a lot of migrants crossing over from South America. So things are heating up here. You got crazy crazy weather patterns. All types of things are going on. So let's continue. 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. So we're in that time now. Just as I said before I begin the lesson, people, will love themselves. Let's read 2 Timothy 3 and verse 2, the NLT. For people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at Yahweh, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. So we are in those times, particularly with the youth, okay? The youth that are Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, scattered about the world, but more particularly here in Babylon, America. These youth are into themselves. Like I said, flashing money, lots of these rap videos, flashing a whole bunch of money, boastful, proud, flashing guns, you see, going at each other through the social media, scoffing at, the Most High Yahweh. There ain't no God, There's no such thing as a God. Disobedient to their parents. You got kids fighting their parents, killing their parents, outright disrespecting their parents, where one of the 10 commandments is honor thy mother and father. But these kids today, most of them are friends, particularly in the inner cities. You see in the ghettos, all right, the barrios, the reservations of the Hebrew Israelites. Many of these parents are friends with their kids, smoking weed with them, drinking with them. You see, but these young people are very, very ungrateful, and they will consider nothing to be holy. You see, very unholy. So let's continue. 2 Timothy 3. Let's read 2 Timothy 3 and verse 2 again. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, which means, all about money, boasters, proud, blasphemers. There ain't no God. I'm God. You see what I'm saying? But don't understand what they're saying when they do say that. Disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Let's read verse 3. Verse 3. Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. So these people nowadays, particularly 2/3 of our people, all right, they despise, okay, particularly the Hebrew Israelites that are part of the 1/3 hopeful elect. They despise those that are good or are striving for righteousness, striving to please the Lord Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, striving to walk in the Spirit. So you have that spirit going on, the unloving spirit, the unforgiving spirit, slander. So you have a lot of that going on. 2 Timothy 3 and verse 4. Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh. So you definitely have that. A lot of our people are very high-minded, particularly your celebrities. And many of our people who idolize these celebrities, they have the same attitude, puffed up and full of pride, loving pleasure, loving their weed, you see, loving their syrup, loving their whatever they indulge in, you see, rather than be lovers of Yahweh. Because if you love Yahweh, you're going to do everything to please him. Let's get a precept. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. This is Deuteronomy chapter 10. And let's read verse 12. And it reads, and this is Moses, of course, talking to the Israelites. As you know, Moses led the Israelites out of captivity from the Egyptians. So this is verse 12, Deuteronomy 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, Yahweh, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. That's all Yahweh requires of you. To fear him. If you fear him, you're going to love wisdom. You're going to love knowledge of this truth. You're going to walk in his ways. You're going to strive for righteousness. You're going to do your best to please him by doing all he commands. You see? And that's all he commands, is to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. We know soul means your being, your person, your emotions, with all your will. That's what pleases Yahweh, to give your best shot. That's all he requires of us as Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. But many of our people, they are lovers of themselves. They're not going to be able to, this isn't going to resonate with them, so to speak. So let's continue. Let's go back here. Let's read 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, and let's read verse 5. Having a form of godliness. Let's go back up to, we're going to read this again. 2 Timothy 3 and verse 2, and come on down. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Verse 3, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, which means, having no control, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Verse 4, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh. Verse 5, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such, turn away. So from these type of people, if you're in this truth as a Hebrew Israelite, as part of the 1/3 hope for elect, stay away from these type of people because it's going to rub off on you. You know, you're supposed to be around people that are like-minded like you. Let's get a precept for that. Let's go to Amos chapter 3. Old Testament there. Amos chapter 3, and as soon as I find it, Salakia, Amos 3:3, and it reads, can two walk together except they be agreed? So you can't walk together with somebody that is a lover of themselves, you see? So do your best to stay away from people like that. That means family, friends. Of course, you're going to see people. You know, you're going to say, hey, what's up? But you're not going to be hanging around them. You're not going to be hanging around them if they're smoking weed. You're not going to be hanging around them if they're, you know, committing adultery. You see? You're not going to be hanging around them if they're liars, they're thieves, okay? They're boasting, they're covetous. They're into, you know, any form of wickedness. So can two walk together except they be agreed? So you can't be around that person. So stay away from the lovers of themselves. You see, because you're not in agreement. You're not yoked. You're unevenly yoked. So to be around those type of people is going to rub off on you the wrong way. And it's going to tempt you. And it's going to take you out of the spirit. So do your best to strive to walk in the spirit. And if nobody's around that's, you know, like-minded or in the same, you know, spiritual mode as you, then, you know, so be it. You know, you have the brothers that are doing videos, thousands of videos. You have the brothers on the street corners, and I'm speaking primarily of Great Millstone and the brothers affiliated with Great Millstone, from Elder Apostle Tahar on down, who have the 100% truthful doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know, so you're in the spirit with these brothers. You might watch a video and you're in the spirit, you see. You're members, all members of one another. And the head is Yahweh Shai. So you have to stay in that realm. You may not see these brothers. You know, you may hear their video. You may see them out on the street corners in various areas around the country in Babylon, America. You know, so you're in the spirit with them. You're aligned with them as members together of one body. And the head, like I said, is Yahweh Shai. So you're in agreement with them. And so through the spirit, the Rakak Wadash, you see, you have the Holy Spirit, you know, that realm that you're in. That's the realm that you should be in. All right? Like-minded in the same spirit. So let's go back here and let's go to 1 Timothy, the 4th chapter. 1 Timothy 4, and we have here verse 1 and verse 2. And verse 1 reads, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. So many of our people have departed from the faith. You have even Hebrew Israelites who know they're Hebrew Israelites, who are in this truth, who know right from wrong, okay? And they've departed from the faith, and they've given heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, you know, such as, you know, Esau is going to be saved, all right? He's not going to be put in slavery. Esau is going to be in the kingdom, all right? You know, aligned with us, together with us, all right? The Gentiles are going to be on the same plane as us in the kingdom, which is a total false doctrine. They're going to be under us, you see. They're going to be in slavery under the Hebrew Israelites, with Yahweh Shai ruling as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. All right. Another one is there's no such thing as Jacob's trouble. That already happened. You see, we're all going to be beamed up. Yahweh Shai is going to come down. We're all going to be beamed up. All of the Hebrew Israelites are going to be saved, with only 1/3 of the Hebrew Israelites, known as the elect, the remnant, are going to be saved on this side. The rest are going to be destroyed either before the day of the Lord or on the day of the Lord via nuclear missiles or laser fire coming from the chariots. Another one is there's no such thing as a lake of fire, but the lake of fire is actually the nuclear missiles and the chariots giving off laser fire. That's the lake of fire. But you have some that believe in the hell doctrine, all right? That you're going to burn in hell for such and such a time, for eternity, etc. So you have a lot of false doctrines, a lot of false prophets, a lot of false teachers. Let's read this again, 1 Timothy 4 and verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. So that's why I say stay away from those who are lovers of themselves, because they only care about themselves. They don't care about pleasing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's read verse 2. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. You know what I'm saying? So these people are hypocrites, liars, and their consciences are basically dead. They've already got it in their mind. This is the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be. So stay away from these type of people. So on that note, I hope this lesson was edifying to you, and I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Shalom.